was fun to make. It was going to be two different videos, and I didn't really have enough footage to make two individual videos out of this specific video. Now, to start with, I was car shopping, and I saw that my local CarMax had a 2021 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. Now, I'm not a Ford guy at all, but I will admit that the Shelby GT500 is an impressive car, and I wanted to look at the car, and I kind of wanted to drive it, but I didn't end up driving it. I wanted to see if it could sway me into canceling my jailbreak order and just buying that. Now, my local CarMax dealership has the car for $100,000. It's just short of that by a few dollars, and my jailbreak is short of 100K by $5 grand. So I figured, you know, let's see if it can sway me. And while I was impressed by the car, I made some jokes and had some fun with it. It's not enough to sway me to switch from my jailbreak Challenger that I have on order. And then the next thing is I have a side business that I'm starting, and I got an LLC set up, and I'm in the market to shop for my first car for that business. And so we went back to CarMax because it was kind of dark when we went out and did the Shelby GT500 video, and I had shot some more footage that night while we were shopping for a car, but a lot of it was really dark and grainy, and I didn't want to use the footage, so we went out a few days later and reshot with some other cars, and some of the same cars, but most of the cars that we shot with originally we just scrapped and shot with new cars. So the footage you're about to see in this video is from 2 different days. A lot of fun. We have not decided what we're going to buy just yet. As soon as the paperwork comes in for the LLC, the show that it's been accepted by the Secretary of State, we're going to have to buy a car. We might buy 2 cars, not sure just yet, but we are going to start with one. So what you're going to see is the Shelby GT500 footage and the footage of us, you know, looking at the different cars that we would consider for our venture that we're starting up here in the next week or so. I had a lot of fun with this video. I love car shopping, even when I'm not in the market to buy a car. And as of right now, I am in the market to buy a car, and I'm not sure what I'm going to get just yet. Each one of these cars is a contender, so you guys tell me what you think. Of the cars you saw, which one was your favorite? Which one should I consider for my new business venture? Fits more comfortable than I thought it would, but there's no way I'm getting 5 kids in this car. So this would definitely be a weekend toy if I were to go this route. This thing looks so powerful, it'd probably plow into a crowd of people while it was sitting still. 100,000. So that's what 100K buys you if you're a Ford fan. 100K for this. If you look closely and you break out a flute, that Cobra emblem will fall off the front. So what do you guys think? Cancel my jailbreak order? Buy this thing? So if I were to buy this thing, I'd have to do a pencil line mustache, trim all this up nice, and put a lot of baby oil in my hair. Of course, if I did buy this car, I'd want to do some kind of a wrap, probably a Summer's Eve theme. I might actually consider buying this one, just as a little playtime car. This would be more my style if I wanted to buy one. This is I believe this is an EcoBoost, so I could handle the power and don't end up in a crowd of people. This is a 22 Ram 2500 that I saw at the local Dodge dealership after I checked out that GT500. This was my dream truck until the T-Rex became available. And I'm still debating in my mind whether or not it's worth it to still chase a T-Rex or if I should just go for the 2500, because this is a more practical truck for what I would use it for. Yeah, 2021. MSRP is like 90 grand and they want 100. I mean, it's the market. Doesn't look like it's got the carbon fiber wheels. That's the track package. All right, try it out.
Make it loud.
Yeah, they got exhaust modes, different track modes, drive modes, and all that stuff. You ain't fitting no car seats back there.
No.
Nice little lineup of Chargers, 2 Daytonas and a 392. I think the Daytonas are just 5.7 liter V8s. I have an affinity for the Daytona models. This Lexus is an LC500. This car is $75,000. Really nice. All right, so this is the interior of the LC500 Lexus. It's pretty cool. Probably above my pay grade for something that I'd want to spend that's not a Mopar product. 75 grand, this is a 2018. I'd imagine this is probably a 6-figure car. I have to do some research on that. So, I'm thinking about buying a Mercedes. I've never owned a foreign car before, and I think I'm gonna get a Benz soon. I've always liked the way they looked. I like the emblem. I rode in one as an Uber a few weeks ago, and I liked it. It was a C300, I want to say. So I've never even been close to a Tesla before, much less sat in one. So we're gonna take a look at this one. I'm not a big fan, but I want to see what the big deal is. This one's 52,000. So I'm not the biggest fan of how bare bones everything looks. I do like the big screen, but I could mount an iPad in anything and get the big screen, but everything else is very bare bones and simplistic. There is not a lot of other things in this car. And you know, this is my first time looking at a Tesla, and it's not that it's a complaint. There's not a lot to complain about. I do like the sunroof, but I'm used to the gauges and all that stuff. This is like the dead skeleton of a car on the inside. I'm assuming everything goes through the screen. One of these days I'll drive a Tesla, but you know, this is the first time I've ever even been close to one, much less sit in one. Not a lot of leg room. I'm as far back as the seat will go, and that's where the steering wheel sits. And I'm 5'11". More. Couple more Teslas over here. These two are the same model as the other one, I believe. So no need to get in those, but here's one of the things that I came to see. I wanted to see in person. This is a Mustang Mach-E. And a lot of people give this car hell, but I kind of like it. You can't get in the Mach-E. Interior does look good, but they got the door locked. Can't get inside. So I haven't sat in any Camaros of this generation. Barely been close to one, but I've seen plenty. And I've always liked the Camaros, but never enough to buy one over the other cars that I would choose. This is an SS Camaro. This is 37,000. It's like a 2017, 2016. We got a Corvette. This one's 56,000, 2019. I've always liked the way the Corvettes look, but I've never driven one. I've sat in a couple. They're not the most comfortable for me. So there's not a lot of leg room. The steering wheel does sit on my lap, but it's a little more comfortable than I was expecting it to be. I don't know if I could drive it. Of course, with the Corvette, you only have 2 seats, which is fine. I do like the way the car looks. I like the way the car feels. I'm not a big fan of the steering wheel sitting on my lap. But, yeah, this is definitely a contender. My sister had one of the first Tellurides to come out. She bought the very first one my city had, and she only had it for couple months, and then she ended up having another child, and that put her out of being able to ride in the Telluride, and she got a minivan. But I like these. So the inside of the Telluride, leather interior, sunroof, seats I'd say 6, which is not enough for my sister who had one. She ended up needing more space. So I've never been a big Cadillac fan, but this last year, since I saw the CTV Blackwing, I'm kind of in a Cadillac kick. I've never owned one. I don't think I've ever owned anything GM, but I'm starting to like Cadillac. My wife wants the Escalade with the supercharged engine. It's coming out. Obviously it's gonna be leather. It's a luxury brand. Uh-oh, they got a Bronco. Outer Banks. Just a Bronco Sport. Another row of Corvettes. And a couple more Mustangs. Now this is a 300C, which is a step above the S. 2019 8-cylinder, 37 grand. This is definitely in contention. That one would definitely be in contention for what I want to do. I love that. I love the 300, but burgundy should not exist. And this is an S model. Burgundy should just not exist as a color. I really don't like it, but I'm in love with these 300s, and I'm gonna get one of these days. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit that bell so you get notified for all the videos. I appreciate you guys watching. Y'all take it easy.